focused on young creatives can be built. And there is no reason why we shouldn't be looking at that on the east side. Indeed, if you go far enough east, you're back into the residential areas of town. So I think we have to look for every opportunity in every place, especially where there are live-work opportunities, because so many of the young creatives are looking for that type of housing and working space.
So the reason it's illegal is because of zoning, and as Councillor Ives said, there's no reason it can't be changed. It is worth sort of being a little bit cautious about this, and I've spent a lot of time working on, I was the Community Development Director for the City of Santa Fe, and working on some of these neighborhood plannings issues. And one of the things that is really cool about that area is it is what a bunch of people have said, it's the last place you can still make noise in Santa Fe. And, you know, beware of unintended consequences, because if you make something into live work, sometimes what happens is when people start living somewhere, they say, no, 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 we don't want noise late at night. We don't want, and so how we balance that, where you don't, and where we can still have a part of town where you can be loud, have late night activities, where somebody can work on welding and that sort of thing, is an interesting balance as to how you adjust to live work, because when you add a different use, you sort of change what's going on there. And so figuring out how we maintain an area and add residential where there could be live work, but make sure that there can still be late night and the ability to make noise and do some things in that part of town is important.
Okay, I think everybody here understands now. It can be changed, but it takes a process. People have to go in there and ask for that zoning change. What you need to also remember is if it's a live-work area, there are still restrictions. Like we have one going up outside the road, artists. You know, somebody could say, you know what, I want to open up a body shop there. Well, there's a restriction. No, you can't do that. So this is the type of thing we need to look. This is why I talk dialogue, having conversation. If we really want live-work spaces here in the city, we have to define what we want in there. So if we're just strictly saying artists, well, that's all that's going to be there, and you're going to have someone to say, well, you know what, I'd like to open up a woodworking place there, but my saws are going to be going on all day long, as was mentioned. You know, it depends on, you know, do you want to live next door to a noisy place? Do you want to live next door to someplace quiet? So this is the dialogue that we have been having for years on it. So that's why, you know, I always say, it's always good to, you know, when we come here, we talk to the young people here in Santa Fe, so they can understand exactly what's going on. This is why we always ask you, come to our city council meetings, come speak to your mayor, come speak to your city councilors, because these are the type of questions we want to hear from you guys so we can make better decisions.
I don't think this is a question about zoning. I think this is a question about leadership and vision. The fact is that the city has a general land use plan. It dates back to 1999. We're waiting for an update that will actually bring it into the future with all of the technological changes, social demographic changes that have happened since 1999. You can imagine how out of date that plan is. Secondly, if you talk to the city manager, he'll tell you the city does not have, as a city, a strategic plan. So we're actually not trying to act proactively to create the neighborhoods and the communities we want. We're responding to proposals from developers on a one-off basis. That's the job of the mayor, is to be a leader and to have a vision for the city that presents options for where people can live, where they can work, where they can put down roots, how they can have a transportation system that serves them. It all has to work together, but it shouldn't be reactive. It should be proactive and really derived from a vision of the future we want.
I think we could all agree with that last statement, that this is definitely about leadership. All right, my next question is, how would you work to connect communication to the youth so that they could come to public meetings to advocate for their housing needs, to offset the power and emotion of not in my backyard, or NIMBY syndrome?
So NIMBYism is alive and well in Santa Fe, and indeed, when I brought forth my latest proposal for a low-income housing tax credit project, no other councilor even would buy into it at that point in time, and that was a proposal in my district, District 2. So how do we get you guys involved? Well, first of all, the fact that you're all here gives me hope that you want to be involved. Now, I have actually 2 mentees that I am mentoring. I think we need to expand those mentoring programs, and Monte del Sol, I think, has the most robust one going on at all our high schools. But I think we have to offer it at every high school in the city, and especially mentoring with people down at the city. So getting you guys down to City Hall to understand better what we do, how we, what's the issues are, and that way your opportunity to participate. I think we should be able to press out through listservs to all of you when we're having those meetings so you can participate, as well as communicating directly with the schools to filter down information to you when the meetings are and where you need to be able to participate.
So this question is how we save the world, because without engaging young people, we have a rotting foundation. And I appreciate you all being here and paying attention and listening, and I hope that that will continue, because truly it can't go on without the engagement of young people. But also, welcome to technology. This is the first time we've had a forum with an actual digital timer where we can see the seconds counting down. Mostly we've had cardboard things that tell us there's 30 seconds left. But technology is a way where we can engage young people. We can use social media. We can even have, and this is a way to engage younger families too, people submit public comment via video clips. There is no reason it has to all happen downtown in one room. We need to use the technological tools that we have so that when there's an issue and when we need people to proactively advocate for change, something like affordable housing, and not just objecting to one single development going up, we have a way for younger people who often have busy lives and need to work for a living to be able to give their input to the City Council, and technology makes that possible.
You know, I really wish more young people would come to our City Council meetings, because a lot of the issues that pertain to the city impact you. And that's one thing I will definitely invite you as mayor. Even now, please come down. You know, what I would like to have is I'd like to have a liaison between our schools and the mayor's office. So we have that dialogue constantly. You know, things are changing in this world, in this United States, so on a daily basis. Your input is important. I've been a coach in this community for years, and I always hear from my kids that I coach here, you know, Coach, how come we can't have something like they have in Albuquerque? How can we have a Dave & Buster's? Why can't we have a main event? Because that's where we go. We can have a jump place. This is throughout my campaign, it's been about dialogue. You know, kids are important. They're important to me because I've been a coach, as I mentioned, and I listen to the kids. And that's the thing that I can promise you. As your next mayor, I will listen to you, and we will take action to find out exactly what's working in the city and what's not working for young kids, so that they, you know, they have a voice and they can say, hey, this is what we want. This isn't what you should tell us we need.
Let me once again suggest there's a different question behind the question. The question here is in part about young people involved in their city government, but the real question is who works for who? Does the city government work for you, or are you supposed to work for the city government? Right now, in order to get involved in a city council hearing, you need to make your way downtown. If I'm elected mayor, we're going to have city council hearings in every district of the city. I want to take City Hall to you. City government has to be user-friendly. It has to be something that it's easy to work with, easy to get things done, easy to talk with, and easy to get answers from. I've talked earlier in a different question about an Office of Neighborhood Associations. Part of that office would have representation of young people talking about what they want, what you want in your neighborhoods and in your communities. That can be a focal point for that ongoing discussion about what makes the city and our neighborhoods